Hey everyone, Dave Putz back. Welcome back to another real estate note investing show. I'm your host, Dave Putz. Alongside me, as always, Mr. Nathan Turner.
Hello, hello.
Haha. We're having an exciting show today. I know it's something we've been talking about for a while, and we're finally here, right? So it's exciting to just talk about this stuff. Getting
Yeah,
together with other investors is something that you and I both love to do.
yeah, yeah. It's so much fun. I've said this so many times to so many people, this is a really good group of people.
Yeah,
They're just good people, and it's fun to be around people that are really trying to do what's right, trying to help people genuinely and make money at the same time. And so they're just good people to be around. It's a really, really good group.
yeah,
So looking forward to being able to get together with everybody. It's
absolutely.
good.
So what we want to dive into today, and before we get there, I'm having some nice weather here. I don't know about you up there in Canada, but Jersey's 80 degrees. It's sunny. It's like perfect weather right now.
Yeah.
What's like up there?
We're still coming out of winter. We're still figuring that part out.
Okay.
It is currently 8 degrees Celsius, so that's going to be around, I don't know, 50 maybe, 45,
Okay.
50, somewhere in there. So
Okay.
it's cool. It is warming up. Unusual for this area. We're having a lot of rain for
Gotcha.
and it here because we're so close to the mountains, when it rains it gets cold.
Gotcha.
So it's been very cool. Lots and lots of rain, which is very unusual, but very welcome. Last year we had drought conditions, so this is a welcome addition to everything that goes on and grows out here. So it's good. It's
Absolutely.
good.
So it's
But
interesting. It's,
Nashville,
yeah. What's it like down here? Have you looked at them? I haven't looked at the weather
I
actually.
have, I have. I'm
Uh-oh.
keep I like to check weather. It's one of those, I don't know, kind of a hobby, I guess.
Okay.
But yeah, so far the forecast, we're talking like low to mid 80s next week in Nashville. So gorgeous weather, down around 60, 65 overnight.
Yeah.
So it cools off enough so it's comfortable, but not so much that it's cold. So when you go out, you don't even necessarily need a sweater. You can just go out and have a good time, and
All
it's gonna
right.
be perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect.
Yeah, and we've been talking internally about a bunch of stuff. We have a private call that we get on, and the excitement is in the air, right? We're doing some deals where we're loaning out some money.
Mhm.
I'm working on some partials, and we talked loosely about getting into more reverse mortgages and some mobile homes that are detitled, right? That's kind of where we're shifting. We're buying a little bit here and there, not as much as we'd like to. And I think what people will find is that people are not buying as like they used to, right? The inventory is not what it was. We're just being honest here, right? We're not going to
Yeah.
blow smoke. It's just what it is.
No, and that's the thing. You got to keep your eyes open, keep looking around, and like, how can you diversify? How can you look
Yes.
at different types of notes? I was actually having a conversation with somebody yesterday about some mobile home notes. Her mobile home notes are not attached to the land, and I said, you know what? For me,
Mm,
I'm out.
yeah.
For me, they got to be attached to land. But interesting still, and talking about a lot
Yes.
of these mobile home notes, that's a good play. Short-term notes, that's a good play. And all
Yes.
of this is going to be talked about at the conference as well. But
Yeah.
interesting stuff.
Some people who will be joining our private calls talk about mobile homes being the answer to the high housing costs, right? That
Yeah.
you can get into a very less expensive home and tiny homes and things like that is such a value to people. And I get that. We just want to
Yeah.
understand the legal side of that thing moving, right? And I guess we'll get into that at the DME, and you're going to meet people who are doing that on an everyday basis. And we're having
Yeah.
little debates, which is great
Yeah.
to have, right?
Yeah. It helps open all of our minds and look at different possibilities. So yeah, I mean, land notes, commercial notes, mobile home, short
Yeah.
term, all kinds of different things that you can look at. There's
First, seconds,
first,
performing, non
second.
performing, everything.
You talk to Gabe, you'll start talking about thirds and fourths. It goes
Shout
all
out to
over.
Gabe. Yeah, absolutely. So it's really interesting. But what one thing we found, in talking less about what we're doing deals wise, we talked previously getting on the calls for even experienced investors, people who are brand new to the space, people who are brand new to this conference.
Yeah.
It's always a little nervous, right? For you and I, we're anxious because we know
Yeah.
what to expect. And there's certain things that I may not know what you're planning, right? And I wanted to kind of smooth that out so people can get rid of that anxiety that may be going on and
Yeah.
drive right towards excitement and
Yeah.
walking in that door. walk off that plane, get to the airport excited, right?
Yeah.
And not nervous and fearful. And I kind of want to hear, when you get on the plane, what do you typically do? What's your kind of, what do you do when you get on the plane? What's your goal for that thing? Are you writing down what you want to do? Or you just chat with the wife? What are your plans?
On the plane itself, you know what? I just want to, it's a time that I can just kind of sit and do nothing, which is somewhat unusual. So
Yeah.
I'm a guy that I'll watch a movie and maybe sleep. I almost always I'll bring a book with me unless I forget. I've got a book actually by one of our speakers talking about attracting investors. So it's
Oh,
very interesting. I think he's actually giving it away at the conference, so
nice.
check that as well. But yeah, really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
It's not very big, but something just to read. At the very least, that's something I'll read while I'm waiting for the plane in the airport, and I'll just get that
Gotcha.
out just to pass the time. I don't want to be one of those people that's like stuck to their phone. So I try to purposefully do things that take me away from the phone. Of course, I got to respond to emails and texts and all those kinds of things,
Yeah.
but once that's done, I would rather put that down and do something a little bit more educational, a little more constructive
It's
with my
hard to
time.
do. It's
It is.
extremely hard to do.
It
For
is.
me, I sit in the airport lounge and I'm jumping on the Wova app, right? And I'm starting to send
Yeah.
messages and getting part of things and just really getting my mind ready for 2.5 days pretty much of intense networking,
Yeah.
talking, being on my feet, right? And preparing for that is journey for me, right?
Yeah.
I've created a way to, when I gather business cards, I go to a Google form and like enter data down so that
Yeah.
I can send an email later, prepare myself that, if you're bringing a business card, great. If not, the Woo app allows you to just exchange and you can
Yeah.
download it later.
Yeah,
So
I'm a
doing
big fan
that.
of the app.
Yeah.
It's a really great app.
Yeah.
I've you and I we've both been to a lot of conferences.
Yeah.
I've been to other conferences that use this app, which is why I wanted to look at it in the first place. And I'm just really impressed with how it helps people stay engaged and talking and connecting. So I'm a big fan. I actually just sent out a reminder to everybody this morning, both in the app or an email if you haven't already downloaded the app, with that link to download the app if you haven't already. 62% of people have. So we got 38% of people that aren't still
Come
that
on,
have not
guys
gotten on the app
and
yet.
ladies.
So get on that because there's a lot
Yes.
of conversations already happening,
Yeah. You don't
and you
want to
want
miss
to
out.
be part of that. Yeah.
Yeah, you could set up all kinds of meeting individually. You can go to group. There's actual meetups going on, right? And we'll
Yeah.
talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
And just being prepared, right? Like I said, I create a Google form that I can get everyone's information off my business card onto a thing. I don't like writing things down. I lose the paper, but it
Yeah.
allows me to then follow up with an email on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when I get back to say, hey, and take a little note of what you guys discussed so you can remind yourself, but also remind the person, hey, it was
Yeah.
good talking to you about X, Y, and Z.
So let's talk about that just for a second. So
Yes.
I am still a big fan of physical business cards. I
Okay.
know it's kind of becoming the trend to just do that thing on your phone and tap phones or whatever. Here's my problem with that is with a physical business card, when I meet somebody, first of all, it reminds me of the person because, I can look at that and say, oh, they had this logo or this picture on their card or whatever. Sometimes people even put their own picture of their own face on there, which is fine as well. But it helps me kind of attach the person to the card. Second of all, anytime I take one of those, something that I always do is I flip it around and I make notes and I say, this is who it is. This is what
100%.
we
Little
talked
trick,
about.
guys.
Yeah.
I take a note of what I had to follow up with, and I
Yeah.
may make a note like follow up, prompt,
Yeah.
priority, right?
Or I'll even
1000%.
like, just so I remember who it is, glasses and a hat or whatever it is, like
Yes.
just to kind of remind me of
Land notes,
yeah.
brand new
Yeah.
experience,
Yeah.
anything to remind you who that person is. Because when you get home, I promise you, it's a blur. It is
Yeah.
a blur.
Yeah.
You're going to connect with people there, but there's going to be a lot of people there. You will say, crap, who was that person? So, tip one, bring business cards.
Yeah.
I know
I'm a
you can
fan of the
connect in the
physical
app.
part cards. The
Yes.
the the problem with that automatic thing is then you're in my contact list among hundreds of other people. I don't remember who's who in my
Yes.
contact list, so it gets lost
You can
very
put a
easily.
little note in the mobile app just so you guys know you can do that. I just
Yeah,
prefer what Nathan's saying is I take the business card, I go back to my room at night, and I actually just go on my Google form or my phone to start typing it in there. And I put my notes of what I remembered for that person and what to discuss later. So they can
yeah,
send an email, bulk email the following day.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we're getting off the plane and we're running into, I think I ran into Gomez last year, right? I ran to you and say, what do I do from there? Like, I promise you, we walked out and says, we're going to order an Uber.
yeah.
And then we found out we don't need to. So tell us about that.
Yeah. So there is an airport shuttle. So it's at the Hilton Nashville Airport. So which is separate, by the way. Just let's make sure that's clear. Hilton just opened a brand new hotel at the airport itself, on the airport grounds. This is not that. We're actually it's called the Hilton Nashville Airport. It's about 10 minutes away. It's not far, but you do need to drive there, and there is a shuttle. So you don't have to pay for an Uber. You can get this shuttle for free. I don't know the cycle on
I
that. I
think it's
think
a
it's only like
30-minute cycle, but
something like that.
granted, just be noticed that last year when we got there was an accident and the shuttle was delayed. So
Okay.
just be notified that that could happen. So
Yeah.
there's a couple people here asking how do they get the app. There's some people on Facebook. I see Beth, someone on LinkedIn. How do they get the app? What's the best way to get the app? Check an email. What's the
I did send out an email this morning to everybody who's registered. So
So
if
what
you don't
email
have it
address
in
is
your
that?
inbox,
Info at Diversified
info
Mortgage.
at diversifiedmortgageexpo.com. It may actually, I think my reply to email on that is Nathan at Canadian Note Guy.
Okay.
But just double check if it's not in your inbox, check your spam. But anybody who's registered should have that. And then you download it straight from there. Worst
Yep.
case, download the Hoova app. Just go to the App Store or whatever place you go to get your apps. Hoova, WHOVA. Download that and search for DME. You'll find it.
Yeah. And they signed up for the video. Awesome. Awesome.
Good.
Yeah, we actually still have the recordings from last year. If anyone's interested, we're probably offer it to those who want to get it. Reach out to me directly and we can go from there. So we got the Woo app.
Yeah.
We got our little. We get in the van to go to the hotel. You're probably, I would tell you, I'm outgoing guy. Most likely, the person sitting across you in that van is someone going to the expo. Just introduce yourself. Hey, are you going to the conference? If
Yeah.
you don't know them, I'm going to do it to people I don't know.
Yeah.
So ask. You can have a conversation. It's about 20 minutes from my memory, correct? From the hotel, from the
I
airport.
think it's even less than
Okay.
that. On the shuttle, it might be a little bit longer, but yeah, it's really
So
not a long ways away.
feel free to just start conversing, networking from the day you walk in, right? Don't waste
Yeah.
a second to do whatever, right? Say hello to the
Yeah.
kids, tell the wife you're going to be a little busy, right? You can call
Yeah.
a little bit later. I get that, or husband for that matter.
And hopefully you're getting in early enough on Thursday that you're going to
Yes.
go to the axe throwing because it's a huge deal.
So let's give a
It's so important.
timetable, right? We're going to be,
Yeah.
Nathan, you're going to be there early. You probably will be busy setting up and whatnot. I'm going to tell you, you walk in the door, start seeing people sitting about the lobby. They're waiting to see who walks in to say
Yeah.
hi to people. They're ready to network. You're probably going to be, if you start knowing people, you probably won't get to the desk to register the hotel right away because it takes a minute to get through people saying hi to everyone.
Right.
You
Right.
want to check in, make sure you get checked into the hotel and get your card. People
Yes.
probably in shorts relaxing. I get it. We all want to do it. But I promise you, get ready to start networking from the second you walk in there. And you check into the hotel and go up to your room, do what you got to do. If you want to hang in your room, that's perfectly fine. I would tell you to get downstairs by 5:30, 6 o'clock, because that's when people are really going to be networking hard, informally. We're running a big note buyer, note seller kind of a meetup around 6.
Yeah.
I think 5 or 6 o'clock on the app. You'll see all the details. But the reason for it set at that time is we're all going to axe throwing competition. And we talked to some of the people there that were not fans of throwing axes. I get it. I may not throw an axe. However, I'm going to watch and network with those who do. And it's
Right.
a blast. And for you
It is.
newbies that don't know anyone, you're gonna walk in there and you're gonna start networking just like you're hanging out at a local pub or something.
Yeah.
And you're gonna start talking. It's an informal kind of talking.
Yeah. But yeah, come down early. The one of the things I like about this hotel is that big atrium. It's got this
Yes.
really nice atrium, lots of little tables, chairs, and things you can
Yep.
sit at. There's a bar there.
Big bar.
There's
Yep.
the Two Rivers cafes kind of just right attached to it. So if you
Yep.
want to grab, a burger or whatever, you can order something at the bar. But start early. Maybe don't start drinking too early, but you know what I'm
Yes,
saying. Just get
please.
down
Yeah.
there and start chatting with people.
Yep.
That afternoon, here's a cool thing that I didn't tell you yet. We just hooked this up this
Ah.
last week. So I was contacted by somebody from Housing Wire, and they were asking if there was press passes. I'm like, I have no idea, but let's
Ah.
talk. So yes, actually, there are press passes. So we're
Yeah.
very excited to have somebody coming from Housing Wire. They're going to be doing an article about notes in the secondary space. Uh, Rather than,
Ooh.
the high
Yeah.
level stuff, more talking about our level, kind of the secondary space. So
Whoa.
that's really exciting, just to kind of give the
Yeah.
whole industry a little bit more
We've never
exposure.
had that, right? We never had this
Never,
level.
never. So
Woo,
really
the
excited
buzz
about
is
that. That's really
going.
cool. Yeah.
I know, Beth, you asked how many people are going. I don't think the final count's done yet.
Not entirely.
Right. So, I would just tell you to encourage more people to come. There are tickets, there is room.
Yeah.
So I would encourage you to get out there. Nate will finalize numbers and probably announce it at the conference itself.
Yeah.
But there's gonna be
I
ton
know
of networking.
we're more than last year, not a ton more than last year, but we're more than last year.
Yeah.
I'll say that. How's
Well, just
that?
get out there, guys. It doesn't matter if there's 3 or 5,000 people there, right? It's all about networking. And what you may find is meeting someone you already know, you may do new business with them because you haven't talked to them in a while.
Yeah.
That's huge. You never know what you're going to talk about. I was on a phone call yesterday that I talked to the guy. I've talked to him 3 or 4 years, and we just got on a call and we started talking. At the end of the call, we're negotiating a deal right now that we didn't expect, which is
Yeah.
fascinating.
Awesome.
So we get
So
there, you're conferencing and networking. Go ahead, sorry.
yeah, let's go to the Axis for a second.
Yes.
Here's the thing for the Axis. Everybody is welcome to come and cheer on and just be a part of that. It's included with your ticket. The address and everything is on the app, on the website. Easy to find. If you start networking down in the atrium around 5:30-ish or whatever, you'll meet other people that you can get in a car with, and you can all go over together. If you want to compete, first of all, nobody's that good at it, so don't feel intimidated.
Yes.
But if you want to compete, you do have to register. We've only got space for 50 people. So far, 40 people have signed up, so there's only 10 spaces left. So if you want to compete, make sure you go to the website under the schedule, and there's a link right there that says competitors register here. Click on that and get your name and information in there so that you can be a competitor.
And then links on the event page, right? On your event page.
Yes.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah.
If anyone needs that, let me know. I can put in the chat or whatever too.
Yeah. But if you, like I say, if you want to compete, make sure you register. There is a trophy involved. I just saw that the trophy is on its way. It will be delivered before we get there. It's safe. It's good. So that's on its way. The coveted trophy. You want to make sure you get in on that.
Again, guys, this is all for fun, right? It's all about having a good time, and it doesn't matter how you do. It's just the idea of breaking the ice in this idea. It's just getting out there, meeting people, start networking before you're even ready to network. So
put yourself out there.
Yes, that's what you're there for, right? You're spending time away from your family, your kids, right? Probably a beautiful weekend. Make it worth your while. Make it worth the time you're doing it.
Yeah.
So with that said, getting back from the actual time, we encourage you to do some little more networking. It's probably, I think it was like 9 o'clock when we got back or so.
Yeah, I'll go probably around 7 to 9. At the event itself for axe throwing, there are some snacks there. If you're one of the first 100 people, there's a drink ticket for you involved in that. Revolve Capital is helping us put that on, so we're very grateful and happy to do that. And so super excited about that. If you want a free drink, one of the first 100 people, you can get a free drink.
So there is alcohol at the axe throwing place. And people carpool, you're going to see that opportunity. People are very friendly if you haven't been there before.
Yeah.
So you're heading back to the hotel. We encourage you guys, if you haven't been to a conference, if you could do your best, go to bed.
Yeah. Don't stay
Relax.
too late.
Yes, because I'm gonna tell you the first day, unless you're used to being on your feet, you're on your feet pretty much a lot of the day, right?
Mhm.
If you're sitting down at the table watching someone talk, you're taking notes. It's a mentally, physically draining day for those who haven't done it before. Even for those like us who've done it, it is a physically, mentally draining day. You're
It
taking
is.
notes.
Yeah.
So
It
you're
takes a
getting
lot out of you.
there, and when we first show up, most people say, "Where's the check-in? Do we check in Thursday night? Do we check in Friday?"
It'll be on Friday morning. So Friday morning, you come down into that atrium. We're like where that bar is that I talked
Yep.
about, right behind that. That's where that main ballroom is. Everything's going on in there. You'll see the registration table just over to the right. If you're looking at the bar, it's over on the right side.
Yeah.
You come and get your badge, you get your tote bag, you get your swag started, and get all that stuff. Water
Gotcha.
bottle, notebooks, all that kind of stuff. Get all set up. And then inside the conference room itself,
Okay.
there's two things going on. Number one, there's breakfast. So we've got some like croissants with eggs and bacon on them and good stuff. So, fuel for the day. At the same time, we're doing this a little bit different this year,
Yeah.
where our good friend Aaron Quinn and Hillary and Jessica Clark, these ladies are going to be hosting a structured networking event. So
Oh,
it's Rise and Shine networking breakfast.
okay.
So
I like
breakfast is being
that.
served, and then these ladies are going to be doing kind of a structured thing just so that it helps everyone get into that mode of talking to people and getting out there.
Yeah.
So that's exciting.
So
That's gonna be fun.
you get in the morning. I think registration starts at 8 o'clock. Is that correct?
We'll be down there as early as 7:30.
Yes. So
Yeah.
get down there, guys. Get down there early. Have your coffee, your water. Um, should people be bringing laptops, a water bottle? What should people bring down with them to be prepared?
I would say so. Definitely. I mean, if depending on how you want to take notes, we're going to give you a notebook with a pen. If you want a computer to make notes on your computer, you can do that. I would say don't bring anything that is going to be too distracting for you because there is a
Mm,
ton of really great information.
yeah.
So you've got those notebooks. If you want to just take some paper notes and then transcribe it into whatever you're doing later, I would say that's a good way to go. Something I'm going to talk about when I'm starting out is I highly encourage people to move seats. So don't just like park yourself in one spot and stay there the whole weekend. No, no, no. You're there to meet people. So you're going to meet
Yes.
different people. So don't just go and
Yes.
park. It could be at every break, it could be after lunch, like whatever. But I encourage people to get up and move around, switch spots, meet new people as you move around.
Yeah. I agree with you, right?
So you don't want to bring too much stuff that becomes cumbersome.
Yes, you want to be flexible, right? And there are notebooks out there, guys, that you can electronically fill out and it automatically uploads. Anything works, right? Just don't
Yep.
bring a lot of stuff then. Sometimes I'll bring a little book bag with my laptop on it and just pens and stuff like that in case I need
Mhm.
something. But most time it's you're sitting down here, you're listening, and please be respectful of the fact that hold conversations outside if you're going to talk.
Yeah.
Don't be disruptive to the other guests as well as speaker.
Yeah.
So, and then when I'm seeing the fact that you're going to have a conference full of, and the agenda is going to be on the Wooble app, you can set notifications on there. Set your agenda. Start picking
Yeah.
out which events you want to watch and be part of. Some
Yeah.
things you may say, not for me. People will be outside. You can network there, but most time you're going to be inside there learning and
Right.
networking and talking.
Yeah.
In between events, there is breaks, right? You're not
Yeah.
going boom, 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 right? There are breaks. Don't feel guilty if you get up for a break and then move tables to to the next speaker. Don't
Yeah.
feel guilty about that. If you see a circle of people talking, find your way in that circle. I promise you, anyone having a private talk will not be an atrium. There'll be private talk.
Yeah.
So everything's a fair game. Walk up and
Yeah.
say hello to everyone, including the speaker. Right? We're
Yeah.
very informal gathering.
Yeah. You don't need to be intimidated at all. Like I say, this is a very open, very friendly group of people. Like you say, you see a group of people standing and chatting. It's nothing to walk up and be like, "Hey guys," and
Yep.
everyone's going to say hi. Like it's really not a
Yes.
big deal. This is not high school. Netflix.
Yeah.
Everyone's
Yeah.
going to talk to you. It's going to be fun.
And I would encourage you on those breaks also to check out the vendors if you haven't already. Even the morning after your registration, walk around, start talking to the vendors. They're already there. I know Beth will be there and everyone else,
Yeah.
right?
And
With
and this, let me say, the vendors, it's very much on purpose. The whole point of this thing is to boost your business in whatever way you need to go next. So anybody who's there as a vendor is there on purpose. We had, I think I mentioned this a while back, somebody saying they wanted to be a vendor, but they're selling medical equipment. I'm like, no, man, like that makes no sense. Like, no,
Yeah.
it's a very
Yeah.
industry specific
Yep.
kind of a conference. So anybody who's there is very much there on purpose. They're there because they are part of the note business. They can help your business to grow. So make sure you talk to all of them because
And I
they
encourage vendors to find a way to attract people to your table, right? I know people had spinning wheels and like little giveaways.
Mhm.
All that works for people to come, right? There'll be vendors for every part of the note space, which is ideal,
Yeah.
right? Just start walking around, talking and meeting people. One thing cool is understand there's always water in the back of the room, so you don't have to bring a water
Yeah.
bottle if you don't feel comfortable with doing it. And the breaks are, a long enough time where you can go out. But be realizing that they're going to come back out and really start on time, right? So you got to get
Yes.
back in the seats and
Yeah.
network. You can miss an event if you're not paying attention deep in conversation. But
Totally.
if you buy the videos, that stuff can be remediated. Or if you forgot something, whatever, right? Like we have the videos from last year. You can, if you want to get into them, you can buy them or buy this year's and just repeat the information in your head. Because there's gonna
Yeah.
be speakers there. Either you missed them because you were talking or something, or you just want to rehear it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
lunch. What's
Lunch
it
is
like?
provided.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah. So we've got, again, part of that message this morning. If you've got some serious dietary restrictions, please let us know. If you want like a vegan meal, we can arrange that.
Yeah.
Um, Otherwise, lunch is provided. The lunch on the first day, we're really, this is going to be very interesting. So the guys from Global Strategic, they are a VA company. So and we've talked to VA people before. So
Yeah.
I'm really interested to have these guys come and they're going to do a presentation on how to use a VA in your business and what they do to help you kind of get that going and get that started. It's, really inexpensive to hire a VA, but these ones are specialized to real estate. So they understand how real estate works. And so they've got some background. So you're not just going from scratch, which I've seen happen.
Yeah.
I've dealt with that where they don't have any background. They have no idea what I'm talking about. These
Yeah.
guys know the lingo. They've gone through classes to help them train up so they know what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
So that's
So
exciting.
when you sit down for lunch,
Mhm.
same rules apply. I don't care if your friend starts following you over. It's okay to be rude. I promise you it's okay. And say, listen, it was good seeing you. I got a network. Right.
Yeah.
I'm not spending money to hang out with Nathan. Sorry, dude. I'll say
Yeah.
hi to you. We'll see each other later.
Yeah.
Find a table. You'll see me walk around lunch and look for tables. I don't see anyone.
Absolutely.
And then I get upset if oh crap, I am sitting across from Nathan. I didn't realize, right? Like
Yeah,
you,
seriously.
because the idea is, and he's gonna say, Dave, what the hell are you doing here?
Yeah.
Because the point of this is to network and meet people you don't know,
Yeah.
right? After hours, when you want to go hang out, you want to go downtown, whatever, go hang out with people you know. That's wonderful.
Yeah.
But please make sure you network with everyone you possibly can and connect. You don't know what you don't know, and you don't know what they are there. They may
Yeah.
be perfect fit for you, and never estimate what they are because of what they talk about or what they look like, any of that kind of stuff. Please leave that aside and just network.
Yeah. Yeah. I do the same thing. I'll look for a table where I the least amount of people that I know. And
Yes.
if you're there, but I don't know anybody else, okay, fine. But
Yes.
that's what I look for is a
Yeah.
table where I don't know anybody.
Yeah.
That's the point. That's what we're trying to do here. So
Absolutely.
look around.
So when we're done with the lunch, get back to the areas where you want to be sitting down, start watching out. Again, have your schedule set out. Have your agenda and your goals. I know you'll probably talk smart goals, right? Have your
Yeah.
goals set up so you know exactly what you're going to be doing. Because if you
Yeah.
don't, you're going to miss out on something you really want to do if you don't plan ahead.
Yeah. So, and to get you back in the room, we've got two things. Number one, my daughter's coming to
Ooh.
help out. We
And how
got
old
a
is she
bell.
now?
She's 16
Okay. The
and
Bell
she's
lady's coming around.
she's the bell girl. So she's got this little bell that we picked up at the dollar store, and it's a nice loud bell. So it'll help you to know that, oh, time's up. Let's go back in
Yeah.
if you want to make sure that you get in there. The other thing we're doing is anytime we come back from a break, we've got that guys actually from SGP now. We had them last year too. Property preservation, huge deal. They're there on purpose. I promise you. Everything that everybody who's there is there on purpose. They're going to do a 2-minute trivia thing. So it's just another kind of a fun
I
thing. You
love
got to be
it.
in the room to win. They'll do a trivia question. If you know the answer, they're going to hand out prizes. I don't know exactly what they're giving out, but they wanted to make sure that they could order special things. So I'm like, oh, okay. So it's not just a pen. We're talking like they wanted to make sure their prizes were good. So I don't know exactly what that means, but it
All
sounds pretty
right. I
good.
love this, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about when we were looking to acquire this DME, we talked about the fact that getting people back in them sometimes difficult because they like a trivia game where people win prizes.
Yeah.
We're there, right?
Everybody loves prizes. Come on.
Yeah. I mean, come on. I don't care how much money you have in the world. A prize is always fun to win. And
Yeah.
trivia is still good to have, right?
Yeah.
So they go through all the event days. They're sitting next to different people all the time. They're moving
Yeah.
around. Friday night is a big night. And I'm going to tell you that it's going to be sporadic of what you're doing. Do
Yeah.
your best to schedule meetings and stuff like that, but understand the fact that you have to be a little bit flexible because things just go haywire. Friday night's always like what you're doing, how you do it. I would encourage you to find people to go to dinner with.
Yeah.
You know, local, there is a restaurant right next door to the hotel if you don't want to go far. Or you can go downtown to downtown Nashville, Uber, whatever you're going to take, get down there and just spend some time having fun.
Yeah.
We went to a steakhouse last year. It was a lot of good time. And
Yeah.
just be out there making friends and networking because
Definitely.
that's where things happen.
If you've never been to Nashville, you really should go downtown just to see it because it's really an
amazing.
experience. It's really fun.
Yeah. It's
But
upcoming city.
yeah, it really is in a big, big way. They've actually, speaking of the airport, they just did a new expansion on that. Like they're growing and developing. It's a really, really great city.
Yeah.
But yeah, go out and have fun, meet with people. If it's
Yep.
people you know, great. If it's people you don't know, even better. Go out to dinner, and that's the way it's done. That's
We
the
give
way
you permission to go out with people you know on Friday night.
Yes.
No harm, no foul there, right? That's cool. It's
Again,
just
don't
during
stay
the
out
day.
too late.
Yes. Get home, get rested for another full day of networking, talking, learning, right? I'll be
Yeah.
speaking 4:30 on Friday.
Yeah.
We're gonna be talking about AI and tech stuff, which we love that stuff. And we
Yeah.
have great presenters for that. So if you're interested in the technology side of things, even if you want to learn the basics, one of the speakers on our panel is someone who wants to learn more about this, which is a great kind of yin yang thing that we're gonna be talking about how you can use that in your business.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Really
as
exciting.
as
That's gonna
well
be
as a
fun.
really cool thing that Nathan hasn't done before is a big Q&A, because sometimes you get
Yeah.
wrapped in all the stuff and you just need a summary Q&A time where
Yeah.
anything of the conference ask questions of.
Yeah. So let's back up for a second though.
Yeah.
Another thing that we're doing a little bit different this year is, so last year we did breakout rooms where there's kind of a special session, 3 different topics, 3 different presenters. We're doing that same thing. However, the difference is this year we're doing it in like a workshop style. So it's not just somebody up at the front giving their presentation, you sit and listen. That's fine, but we want to make this educational, like hands-on. So that's been the instruction to everybody who's doing those presentations, is to make it hands-on, a group learning kind of thing where you're doing exercises together, whatever it is, however they want to put that together, but like a group learning type of a situation.
That's
so it's going to be
awesome.
hands-on learning instead of just like stand and deliver.
And if you're curious about what those are, check the app, see who's doing them, right?
Yeah,
and sign up for it.
Yeah, make sure you put whichever one you want on your agenda and get to that one. If there's a second one that you're like, oh shoot, there will be a video. So check the video
and you can, if you choose to, go to it and you say, oh, this isn't for me, go to the other one.
Sure.
There's no problem switching over, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So one thing I wanted to hear some about these perks that you got going on also, right? There's some extraordinary things that I've never seen at a conference that just makes it a little bit more informal and a little more fun. You want to share some of that?
So you remember Paulo?
Yes.
BP Lending, BP Fast Lending. And he's got some amazing notes that he's creating in Georgia. We just talked to him like a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
So he's coming and he's going to be the Daytona racing game sponsor. So that means, that video game where you sit in the chairs, like 2 chairs, and you like drive
Race.
car and race head to head. That. So
Wow.
that'll be up at his booth. So you can go, you don't have to pay $1 to play or whatever it is. But you can go, challenge whoever you're going there with, and we'll see who has the high score. We should do a prize for that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do a prize for that. Whoever has
Yeah.
the high
And
score
our
then.
trophy, even for that matter, right? So
Yeah.
let's look at stuff like this, right? And then there's a bigger surprise for everyone.
The big one this year that's going to be a lot of fun is a cruise giveaway.
What?
So a cruise for two, taking off. It's going to be a Mexican cruise taking off out of LA. $500 flight credit included in the prize.
Wow.
So you and somebody can win that. And the price of entry, first of all, you got to be at the conference. And then you just got to go and talk to that sponsor. So that's Cliff Morgan. I don't know if you met him
I
before.
had not.
Really cool guy. He does a lot with like kind of estate planning.
Okay.
And he's got a proprietary system where he can have you pay less taxes than you thought legally.
Whoa. I
So
like
that's really
that.
interesting. And I think he's got a really interesting program. Um, anyway, so he's doing that, but he's the one that's sponsored that. So he's going to be the one that you just got to go and talk to him. That's it. You go and talk to him. You get a ticket,
That's a
a
low
raffle
price to
ticket.
pay for a cruise and an airline
That's
ticket.
it. Go and
That's
talk to him,
awesome.
and then your name gets entered into the draw for the cruise. So
That's
that's
awesome.
really exciting. That's gonna be a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
And are you announcing the winner at the conference?
We are. That'll be part of just after the monster Q&A.
Yeah.
And then we'll talk about that, and we'll do the draw, pull out the names, see who wins. That'd be cool.
Yeah. That's awesome. So I encourage you guys, we're going through some walkthroughs. If you have any questions, we know this is not a typical episode for us, but if you have
Yeah.
questions, put in the chat or put on the YouTube channel. This is recorded and all stuff and be on our podcast and YouTube. That second day is a little bit shorter for those who
It
are
is.
maybe taking an earlier flight home
Mhm.
or want to make plans that night. What's the schedule look like? What time are you expecting to be finished?
We should be done at about 4 o'clock.
Okay.
So if it's possible to get a flight, after 5, so you don't miss anything, great. Or stay an extra day, fly out the next day. But anyway, it's worth it to stay. For the cruise, you don't have to be present to win. We'll give that to whoever wins it. But
Yeah.
but yeah, we'll end. That was the intent to earn, leave a little bit of time that evening. So if you want to fly out that evening, you can.
And some people do fly home. That's one for me. I want to get home to my kids. There's soccer game on Sunday and all stuff, which is fine.
Yeah.
If you're curious about who is staying, go on the app.
Yeah.
Go on the app and post a comment or make it a meetup for everyone. I know there's
Yeah.
one meetup by Patrick that is for that night. Make a meetup, right? And if you have a specific meetup that you're thinking about and it clashes with someone else's, go ahead and make it, right? It's not about
Yeah.
that. We want to make sure we fit everyone into the schedule here and see what it has.
Yeah.
I would encourage you to. One of the things that I was taken back with when I first got into the notes and started conferencing is I didn't feel right approaching the speakers. It felt like they were way up here and I was way down here.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you from experience, we all like to talk. We love, you come up to us, ask us questions. If you don't feel comfortable asking in the big forum, ask questions, introduce yourself.
Yeah.
Everyone is excited and thrilled to be able to talk to someone new. We love doing it. It's one of our parts being the space.
Yeah.
So don't
absolutely.
be fearful.
Yeah. And everybody, that's the same thing. When I first got started, I was really impressed with how open and friendly the speakers were. Cause same thing, I was really intimidated, like, oh, they're these, master people, they know everything and blah, blah, blah. They're still people. They're fine. And they're actually really friendly. They're really anybody. I don't know that I've ever tried to talk to a speaker and felt like I was made to feel second class. Like not at all. Not at all.
You actually are stroking the ego of some of them too, right? Well, stroke you want to talk to me? Excited. We get excited. We like thrill. And sometimes you have to shut us off because we'll talk for hours about stuff, right? So I wouldn't tell you guys, this is what I do. When I'm getting done with the conference, I'm shaking hands, doing my last goodbyes to everyone. You're going to make some really cool friends and some really good connections. Exchange phone numbers, exchange emails, exchange whatever you can. Find out where people are from too. Make sure you ask that question where you're from because they may be local to you, right? I would encourage you to, when you're heading home, just decompress for a day. Don't
Yeah.
jump on the bandwagon. I tend to see, get my laptop on the computer and my way home, start doing stuff. You just need to decompress. You have a
Yeah.
lot. Go spend time with the family or enjoy your evening, because
Yeah.
just it is overwhelming even for us.
Yeah, we're actually staying for an extra few days. So my
Okay.
daughter's really into R&B. She loves music in general, jazz, all that kind of thing. So we're actually
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon, we're going to take off and go to Memphis for a day and just check out
Oh,
Memphis, and then Tuesday morning come back to Nashville and fly from there.
okay.
So very exciting. So
Yeah.
just to relax, just something
Yeah.
to, decompress,
Yeah.
like you say.
Yeah. So, guys, this is all about being formal, all about networking, all about having a good time, learning a lot, and just never know. One of the key things that Nathan
Mhm.
stresses, which I encourage too, is talk deals. This is a
Yeah,
networking time. I would hate to hear that no deals happen that
for
weekend.
sure.
If you get deals done, let somebody know, let Nathan know, let his wife know, let me know, whatever,
Yeah,
because that's something we'll brag about. Because what we've been to conferences, deals typically don't get done. It's all talk.
yeah,
If you have a deal and you network with someone, get it done. Start ordering it stuff, preliminary stuff. That's awesome. Start
yeah,
working on it. It
yeah.
can be done. I promise you it can happen. We had deals last year happen,
We
which
did. We
is
had
fascinating.
deals last year, and that's the whole point. The whole point
Yes.
of going to a conference is to further your business in some way.
Yes.
So that means getting a deal done in some
Yeah.
way or another. You're either buying something, you're selling something, you're raising capital, whatever it is, but like
Yep.
get it done.
Yep.
Um, Actually take steps, if not finish the deal right there.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely, guys. So encourage you guys to really focus on that. That's your goal. Your ultimate goal is to further your business, whatever that may be.
Mhm.
Service providers, you're getting customers, right? But for buyers, I want to buy notes there, right? So I'm going to walk in there or originate notes and things like that. But I'm going to have that conversation.
Mhm.
Um, so dress wise, how should people expect to dress when they're there?
Yeah, good question. So, weather-wise, we're talking like low to mid 80s, so it's going to be nice and warm. Inside, it is air conditioned. Last year, we did have an issue. The air conditioning in the atrium conked out on us, and so it was getting really warm in there. So, don't come in shorts and t-shirt, but dress nice,
Yeah. I'm gonna
like
tell you
business
what
casual.
I'm gonna tell you that there's gonna be people there. They're wearing, a dress shirt, a sports jacket, and
Yeah,
jeans.
yeah,
Some people do that, which is fine. Some people are wearing slacks. If you want to come with a tie,
yeah,
we have people wearing bow ties, right? There would
yeah.
be people doing that. So
DJ's got
ain't
his bow
yeah,
tie for sure.
yeah, yeah. DJ will be with the bow tie. So if you want to bring jeans and a polo shirt, that's absolutely fine. We just
Yeah,
don't want to be ratty kind of thing, right? You just look professional, because it's not about us. It's about people looking at you and making sure you're there to further your business.
yeah.
And people have perception, right?
That first impression really matters. So, dress nice, dress
Dress to
professional.
impress.
It doesn't have to be, to the nines, but
Nope.
for myself, like I'll have slacks on and shirt and tie.
Yeah.
Um, but just like a dress shirt or something is
Yep.
nice.
Yep.
Just
You
look
get,
nice.
yep. Yeah. You know how to be a Chaz, or Chaz will dress up the part. Chaz always looks good, right?
He'll
But
have his awesome suit on. That's
yeah,
Jess.
yeah. So I'd encourage you guys, bring a sports jacket, take it off during the day, leave it at your chair. You can trust the people in the room for the most part, but understand,
Yeah.
don't leave valuables behind, best you can. Dinners are not part of the conference. All right.
No.
You can eat the local cafe there. You can go dinners out. You can just meet up with everyone, order Uber in, whatever you're gonna
Mhm.
do. You can do anything you want. But lunch is served, breakfast is there, dinners are out.
There's the networking thing on the Friday night. So
Yep.
there's some appetizers there. Probably not enough to keep you full overnight, but
Yeah.
some snacks at least.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Ice
So,
cream on the first day too.
oh
We got
yeah,
you
we
pretty
forgot
well
the
fed.
yeah, I forgot the ice cream. The Ben and
Yeah.
Jerry's. I like
Again,
it.
we do business with people we know, like, and trust. So something like as simple as 6 different kinds of ice cream, and you get to choose, and then from Ben and Jerry's, and then you say, "Hey, what kind of ice cream we got?" It's that easy. That's how you
Yeah.
start a conversation. Hey, what kind of ice cream?
Yeah.
That's it. And then you
Is
can
Bob,
start.
I think Bob served it last year. I don't know if Bob's doing it again this year, but
He's not this year. It's McMichael Taylor Gray,
okay.
an attorney's office they're based out of Georgia, but they cover Georgia, Florida, Carolinas. I'm sure I'm missing some states, but
Yeah.
they'll fill you in.
Yeah.
And you're gonna need a lawyer. I promise you, you're gonna need a lawyer in the note
Yeah.
business at
We're
some
in a
point.
legal business, not in the real estate business.
Right.
Remember that. So I would encourage those who are note creators. Don't You can network with those who are note creators as well. I encourage that, but
Yes.
also talk to note buyers. Some note buyers, learn from other note buyers, but network with the note creators too. That's the marriage we're looking to have here, right? Is
Yeah.
this synergy. Now
Yeah.
you could talk to other note buyers and buy parcels and sell parcels, great. But that's the idea here is no creators, no buyers in the one same room, doing
Yeah.
business together and learning. So no creators, you're going to have panels that are specifically for you and your focus. They're going to be talking about different things. So that kind of part is really interesting for me is that I'm going to sit in and learn about stuff I may not know about, even if I've bought notes for years, right? We're learning the other side of the space because if you're going to buy the other side, you have to understand what RMLO is and things like that.
Right. Yeah. And that's, man, we've got a fantastic lineup of just really great content. I'm really looking forward to it. Jack Krupe's going to be there.
Yeah.
Jack's just always just a blast to be around.
Yes.
He's just a great guy.
Yeah.
Talking about his experience and what he's done and different kinds of investments.
Yeah.
We've got it all covered. It's going to be really, really great.
You're going to have people there who've never bought a note, and Jack's bought over 10,000 notes, right? So the spectrum is going to be there. People who are just beginning to those who are middle to advanced to done everything.
Yeah.
And everyone's approachable.
You ever heard of a little company called BlackRock?
A little. They're just a couple billion.
Yeah, around 5 billion. Yeah, did you know that was Hillary?
Yes, I didn't know before I called you a day.
Yeah.
Right. So guys,
kind of a big deal.
The knowledge and experience is there, but also the informality, just being able to approach Hillary and talk to her. You would never know, don't be intimidated at all, right? Everyone's there to meet people. I love to talk to new people. I love to talk to experienced people. We have a lot of people in our private call are going to go there. I can't wait to even sit down with them and talk to them in person. This is
people I've never met in person, just we've talked in Zoom and whatever. So that's too.
Yeah. So if you do have additional questions, or if you know people who buy tickets, the link is in the chat, wherever below. I'll put it on the YouTube link as well. You can still buy tickets up to the day of the conference. So if you want to go there and buy tickets, you can. Understand the fact that the hotel is sold out, my understanding. So maybe a little tough, but you can do Airbnb or whatever you want to do. I would encourage you guys, if you are looking to stay and you chose, to do an Airbnb, there's a lot of networking going on at the conference. It is a couple $100 a night. I get it, but you're losing out on the opportunity to network, which is ideal. So,
there are several hotels right in that area though. So if you end up being down the street, honestly, you can walk in between them. They're really not far. There's several right around there. So have a look.
So be ready to be up by 7 at the earliest, latest really. And then make sure you'll be going to probably about 10 if that's a good window opportunity. And then you have those who do other things. But that's the idea is you're going to have long days on your feet talking, water, food, energize yourself. Was there any other hiccups last year that you remember that those who were last year to say, listen, it's going to be different, or besides we talked about?
The AC was the biggest deal.
Yeah.
And it was kind of one of those good news, bad news situations where bad news is it's broken. The good news is it's broken, therefore it can be fixed. So we anticipate that being rectified this year and won't be so hot in the atrium.
Yeah.
And it was only for a couple hours there, but
I remember a little bit, but nothing big. There are bathrooms local to the thing, lots of plugs and stuff like that, charging things. And know that your food will be there, ready to go when you want to go.
We want to keep you there on site so that you can have the most amount of time possible networking with everybody else.
Yeah.
So
Friday night, there is a big networking drink thing that goes on. I forget who's hosting that, where I think it's from 5 to 6. Big networking event for everyone to kind of stand around. I think you get a free drink or 2 free drinks, whatever. Get there, grab a soda, grab a water, and start talking again. Just networking. So awesome.
Yeah. Talk.
Yeah.
Collect all those cards, make notes, uh,
Wear yourself out.
wear yourself out. It's a couple of
Yeah.
days, and it can change your business. I speaking from
Yes.
experience. That's
Yes.
every time I go to a conference, I pick up something where I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, interesting. And
Yeah.
it's helped propel my business from nothing to
Yeah.
today.
We were today. Absolutely. I don't think I'd be where I am today without the conferences. Be honest with you.
No.
They're all, and you're going to see some of the similar people. I mean, Eddie Speed and some of that are
Yep.
coming down. It is a similar kind of people going there, but just network and talk. Everyone's cool.
Yep.
One thing I wanted to add before we disconnect here is that there is no sales, right? That's one of the things that Nathan talks about, that there's not going to be a get your deal today thing going on. That's not
There's
the idea of the conference.
no, there's no at conference specials. There's no running to the back of the room. There's none,
Yes.
none. At the very most, people might talk about like a free webinar that you can get on next week sometime.
Yep.
That's about it.
Yep.
That's the most I think that anybody's going to be able to offer.
Yeah.
But you're not going to get pitched to buy this new thing or that new product or
Nope.
nothing like that.
Nope. There will be
There's
people
no way. Of
there that will say, I have a course if you're interested, but it's not a
course.
sales pitch, right? There'd be
Yeah.
educators there, gurus and stuff like that. Just be wary, just network and talk. So
Yeah. Yeah.
awesome.
People there, obviously, there's vendors. They obviously have something to sell, but that you're not going to get
Yeah.
that from stage where it's like,
Yes.
today only, we worked out this special deal with Nathan. Like none of that stuff. None of that stuff.
No, and if it does happen, Nathan will take care of it right away. So yes,
And
you get the hook and pull you off
yeah.
stage.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I hope you guys get down there if you're not already planned. It's going to be an awesome event. I look forward to it every year. I bought my tickets months and months and months ago. I'll be
Yeah.
there early, and just get down there. So
Yeah.
awesome, everyone.
Can't wait. Pumped. It's going to be a great
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. Well, that ends it for this week. We hope to see everyone next weekend.
Yeah.
Our next show will be in a few weeks, but before that, we'll see you down at DME. Take care, everyone.